So you're thinking about moving to London, Ontario, and you have been researching all of the best areas to live in and looking at all the types of homes that you want to buy, but you keep hearing, don't move to the East End. The East End's not a great place to live. Stay away from the East End. Well, today we're going to address those very statements, and I'm going to show you some neighborhoods that might make you think twice about whether you want to live in the East End and get the most amount of house for the least amount of money, and we're going to get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. This is a space where you can learn everything about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good, and yes, the bad about London, Ontario. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon for notifications, because I want to be the first one to tell you about the current market here in the London area. My name is Daniel Parker Smith, and I get calls and emails every day from people just like you who are looking to relocate here to the London area. So whether you're moving in 3 weeks or 3 months, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. My team and I would be happy to get you started on making that smooth relocation here to the London area. Today we are addressing the statements that people hear about living in the East End of London. Is the East End of London a good place to live? Well, let's just start with that statement. Every city has its places that have been run down, that need help, that have, places that are not good for necessarily for families to live in, or maybe they're on a scale of rehabilitation, especially down on the Dundas Street around the One Kellogg Lane, where they have taken the old Kellogg factory and they've changed it and they are rebuilding it to make convention center. They've got activity centers, restaurants, and all that going in there. So the places like Quebec Street and Berinda Street are actually old homes that are being renovated and taken over, and being big new families are buying them because they want to buy that old Victorian style home, but they can't afford to live in Wortley Village, so they're living there. But that's not the type of home we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to be talking about the more modern home, the homes that everybody wants to buy that are, 20 years old and newer, right up to new construction. So today we're going to talk about several neighborhoods here in the East End of London that actually fit that bill. The benefit of being in this area is the fact that you are close to Veterans Memorial, close to the 401, close to the London International Airport, with great, quick access to shopping areas and all the amenities that you need. And so we're going to get started on the first subdivision, which is in the area of Marconi Boulevard. So the area of Marconi Boulevard sits just off of Veterans Memorial to the west, in between Gore Road, going north over to Trafalgar Road. Now this is a subdivision that through the expanse between Gore Road and Trafalgar Road, there are homes that were built in the 1960s and 70s, but closer to the Gore Road area, you have homes that were built in the early 2000s. Bungalows, back splits, 2-story homes, 1-car garage, 2-car garages, homes that people love to buy as first-time home buyers. And now this has become on the radar because other parts of our city have started to increase in price. What happens is people go exactly where they need to go to start owning a home. And so this area here is great for young families, people that are buying their first time home. The average home in this area is 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and it's about 1,500 to 1,600 square feet, and the average price sits at about $706,000. So that's probably one of the lower ends in the city for buying a single detached home. And so a lot of people are moving here. Now they can access different schools from the area. Buses go in and out of all subdivisions here in London because where there's not a school accessible right by walking, they have the busing system that takes them there. The secondary school that you're going to have in this area is the Clark Secondary School. The other school, secondary school for public, the kids can access is the Beale, but they will have to, Beale is right downtown, and it is really something kids have to apply for the arts program. And so they would have to take the public transportation to and from school because it's not in their regular school district. But there also are several other public schools in the area and close by Catholic schools. Now from here, we're going to head over south to another subdivision just off of Hamilton Road. So here we are in the subdivision of Whispergrass. Whispergrass sits on the north side of Hamilton Road. It has two entrances and avenues in and out of the subdivision. So the only people that are coming into this area are local traffic or people that have a destination to come and go from. And so Whispergrass was developed in 3 different phases. It, like I said, sits right on the north side of Hamilton Road between the back side of the River Road Golf Course, and then just adjacent to that is a more industrial area. And so this neighborhood built in 3 different phases, right from the early about 2005 all the way right through to about 2018, having more classic little smaller starter size brick homes to 2-story homes to right through to a larger, more modern home with the modern look and the straight lines that you see in those modern and contemporary style homes. This neighborhood here, the average home in this area is about $812,000, a little higher than price point than the last one. And the last home to sell in this neighborhood sold for $936,000. So one thing I do want to remind my people is that homes are not set on the market at that price. They're actually put on the market $150,000 to $200,000 less than that, and then because of the market that we see ourselves sitting in, people are bidding above that, and then that's where it's landing, is that upper range. So when you're searching for a home, search for a home that is a couple $100,000 under your top budget, knowing you have a cushion to make sure that you can bid up and be a successful bidder on a home and get that home that you want. Now, this area here, the homes are average 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. They sit about that 1,200 to 1,800 square feet above ground. So that does not include the usable space in the basement. And so that doesn't include that. So the area of Whispergrass is a great community for people to take advantage of when they want to get into that home that's kind of not quite a starter home, but a little bit more elevated, but not quite into that executive home. Now we're going to head on over to Summerside here, which is up by Commissioners in Highbury. It sits south of Commissioners Road and just east of Highbury, and it is a very expansive neighborhood that was built probably starting around the 2010 era, and it continues to grow. It has new development that is being built every day and is continued to expand all the way along through the Commissioners Road between Commissioners and Bradley. Now these homes started out as mostly single detached, but now, as we are seeing in so many other places, we have the townhome condominiums. Now in Summerside as well, there's some freehold townhomes. Now you want to make sure that you know what it is about when you're buying a freehold townhome, because you are owning the whole thing and you have to take care of the inside and the outside, different than if you were in a townhome condominium. With that means that you don't have the rules and the regulations about uniformity, having a uniform look in regards to the exterior of your home. And so that can be a problem for some people, as people tend to make their own choices of colors and styles of different things, and you don't have that symmetry and that uniform look when you're looking at the exterior of a row of homes. You're seeing a little bit of individuality. Whereas a condo complex, you will see everything stays the same because those are the rules and the regulations of the condominium corporation. So Summerside is a great area to have. There are schools there. There is a school that is just being built. It's a new elementary school because children have been bused over to the Fairmont area, and now they're going to have their own public school. There's also a French immersion Catholic school in the area. High school children, of course, and kids obviously being bused to different areas of the city where there is where there is high schools that are available. You'll need to check with the boundaries of the Thames Valley School District to find out what school your children will be they will be scheduled to attend when you're in this area. So the homes in Summerside, the average home being sold just over $1 million. Now there is a real mix of that because there is such new development and there's older development there as well. So you do want to be careful and watch your prices when you're up there, because there are townhomes that will be selling between the $600,000 and the $800,000 mark. There will be single detached older homes that will be going around the $1 million mark. And then there's the newer homes that will be $1 million plus that you'll be wanting to watch out for. All right, let's head on over to the Hamilton and Commissioners area of Victoria on the Flats. So Victoria on the Flats is actually a new subdivision from 2015 forward that was a farmer's field before, and now we see single detached homes and some townhome condominiums. The average price in this neighborhood sits just over the $1.1 million area. The $1.1 million level. They're 2,000 square foot on the average, 4-bedroom, 3-bath homes. When we talk about the square footage, it's always the above ground square footage, and any basement that is finished and usable is a bonus to that. This area is accessible from both Hamilton Road and Commissioners Road, accessible to Veterans Memorial, the 401, and the airport again as well. And even if you wanted to go through to the Woodstock Dorchester area, you can just head on up Hamilton Road straight across Veterans and go there as well. You also have great access down Commissioners Road to get to the south end of the city. Now let's head on up, just up Commissioners Road, to one of our last stops, and it is Victoria on the River. And this is a more exclusive neighborhood that's on the north side of Commissioners Road, accessible only by that entrance on the Commissioners Road. And it has at the entrance townhome condominiums, and then you go further in and you have some condominium single detached homes, and then you go into neighborhood, the streets in the neighborhood of more single detached homes. And then if you get closer to the river, there's a more exclusive street that is just a condo area that is single detached homes, that is very exclusive to being able to see right down to the river. Now across the ravine onto the west side of this area, they're just opening up to have some more executive style homes. The homes in this area going in between the 1.1 and over price range, you've got much higher, a much larger home. You're looking at much more towards the 2,500 to 3,000 square foot homes, and the price points are going to reflect, of course, the type of finishes that are in the home, with the cabinetry and the woodworking to the countertops and the flooring. All of those pieces weigh into the pricing that we see in these homes. No schools, no parks available in this area yet, but a walking path that goes between Thames River and the subdivision that goes up along the side by the ravine, and you can walk that all the way up to the Commissioners Road. It's a lovely space that you can go and you can just experience the birds and the bullfrogs and all the different sounds that nature brings, and the ducks and everything that you have. And it's a lovely space that you can go and utilize and walk. And now we're going to go to our very, very last spot, and I've saved this most because it's the highest, most executive style homes that we have. However, it's very exclusive to the Rembrandt Homes who are building this subdivision, and it's the Meadowlily area. And this road is just one road that kind of comes in off Commissioners on the north end and winds around and comes down the ravine on the north side of the ravine. And these homes actually can look out over the treetops and see towards the northwest part of the city. So can as well Victoria on the river as well. And those are the nice things about that area, is that you feel a little bit more like you have that view from being more secluded out in nature than you do being right in a city. But these homes here in Meadowlily, they don't have any resale homes yet. They're just completing building, and most of them have been sold from 2017 and 18 when home prices were much less than they are right now. So we don't actually have a recent sale price to tell you what the average home would be, but I'm going to tell you it's probably 1.2 plus in this area because of the type of homes they are, ranging right from the 1,600 square feet with the townhomes that are on the edge of this development, right through to 3,800 square feet of executive style home. So these are the areas that you can purchase when you're looking at buying on the east end of the city, knowing that this is everything that you could access on the north side, but for more money. So if you're looking for a place to be able to access the GTA, the 401 corridor, the airport, and just have a home that is in that upper level, executive style home or a good safe neighborhood, these are some options for you in the East End of London. If you found value in this video today, which I hope you have, please make sure that you like it. Click the subscribe button and make sure that you click the bell icon so that you won't miss any new videos that we have. My name's Dania Parker-Smith, and once again, my team and I would love to be of help to you in relocating here to the London area. So send us a text, shoot us an email, give us a call, and we'll get you started. Thank you so much for joining me today. It has been my utmost pleasure to bring you this episode again of Living in London, Ontario, Canada, and I hope to see you in the next video.